Halito, and welcome back to my channel. Today is a book review day, so yay! But first, I do want to share with you the books that I did finish last month, and I read a lot of great books. So not only did I read a lot of books, but a lot of these books are just absolutely fabulous. I have several that have made it onto my all-time favorites list. I'm going to share a list of those with you before I get started on my book review for today. So, books I read in April: Cold Charlotte, Heartless, The Help, Unravel Me, Six of Crows, The Young Elites, The Rose Society, My Lady Jane, Shatter Me, Diabolic, Anxiety Girl, The Upside of Unrequited, Carve the Mark, A Court of Thorns and Roses. So yes, definitely a lot of great books. I did listen to, I think 3 of those were on audiobook format because I was doing a lot of driving last month. And so I was excited to find a lot of great audiobooks that I've been wanting to read on audiobook. And all of the audiobook presentations were fabulous. Now, some of them I did switch between audiobook and ebook, just simply because if they were really, really good and I had access to the ebook and it wasn't in a spot where I could listen to the audiobook, which is primarily in my car. The Young Elites by Marie Lu. Okay, I really fell in love with it. The audiobook format I highly recommend. I absolutely love the way that the reader says the names, and it kind of carries over so that when I switch into ebook form, I am actually like reading those names correctly in the same pronunciation that she does. I kind of hear that in my mind, and that's fabulous because one of the things that I am great at is if I don't know a name, then I just kind of I'm pretty much going to read it phonetically in my mind. So a lot of times when I hear what the character's name actually is, when it's presented, it is nothing like what I have in my mind. And then I'm already stuck with that in my mind, and I have to kind of do this mental correction every time that I read that. So that is one thing I do love about audiobooks is I get to hear the correct pronunciations of names and places, which in fantasy books can be pretty important. But back to the review. Sorry for the ramble. There were several things that I loved about this book. It really grabbed me from the start. It kept me reading. I was on the edge of my seat. There were times that I remained sitting in my car after I'd reached my destination just to hear what was going to happen next. And that is definitely a trademark of a great book for me. Love the sibling relationship. I just love the way you really see that dynamic between Adelina and her sister. You see, kind of that protectiveness, you see that loyalty, you see that love, but at the same time, there are very heavy strains of realistic jealousy, of sometimes almost hatred that you get kind of twinged in this particular character relationship between these two sisters. And I love that because it's very realistic. If you have siblings, then you know that you can very much love them, and sometimes they can really push all of your buttons. And then you get into those dynamics of which sibling feels more important. Is this one favored? Is this one not? So I also adore the supporting characters, particularly Raffaele. I mean, he is fantastic. I just kind of fell in love with him. Of course, her love interest. That is also very interesting, and you kind of love that pull and that draw and getting to know them and seeing them kind of relate to each other or not relate to each other in some circumstances. I highly recommend checking out this book if you're a fan of Marie Lu, if you enjoyed the Legend series, if you like books with characters who have superpowers and abilities. I think that you are really going to enjoy this. Like I said, if you want to read a book with a good sibling relationship that feels realistic, you will enjoy this. Also, if you like a character you're definitely going to see a good side of her and a bad side of her. There are going to be points when you're going to be like, you understand why she's making the choices that she does, but you're like, no, please don't do that. It's a bad idea. And of course, that creates great tension, and that's really one of the things that keeps you reading in this particular book. And I will leave the rest to you. If you have any questions for me about this book, if you have any suggestions on other books that I should read that maybe you kind of think tie into this, then definitely share those below. So So I just want to take a few moments as usual and thank you for tuning in today. Your support, your subscriptions, your comments, your follows, all of that means so very much to me, and I look forward to bringing you a lot of great content in the future. Don't hesitate to reach out to me on social media in the comments below, and I would absolutely love to connect with you. You can check out my website, that is www.authораpril.com, where I have, of course, my blog and book reviews and links to my YouTube videos as well. I am super excited for you to follow me in my writing and publishing journey.